We are going live. All right, guys. We are hot.
We're in. Oh my God. We're in.
We're inside.
Oh my God, it's in.
What up, everybody?
What's happening?
What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Adaptive Podcast. We are here for a very special episode with you tonight. It is our 10th installment of the Adaptive Podcast. We're very excited. We're hitting a stride here. We have a really great habit of coming together weekly, bringing you great videos, great news, great product announcements, and great sponsorships of all of our favorite partners in the Jiu Jitsu community. This is the Adaptive Podcast. I am Len. I'm here with Elijah, drinking a beer, and Ed.
I'll drink a beer too.
And together we form Adaptive Jiu Jitsu. You can check us out at Adaptive Jiu Jitsu on Instagram. Check out our gear and our website, our blog, our YouTube videos at adaptivejujitsu.com. We actually have new product announcements coming. Shipment should arrive in just a few days. We have pre-order started for that. Right now, that's on an email basis. So if you guys have something that you want right away before it's actually featured on the website, email us. We will hold that product for you. Like every week, our podcast is brought to you by Radji Barrett Jiu-Jitsu Academy. If you're cool, you can train here. Check Radji Barrett out at Radji Barrett on Instagram, Radji Barrett Jiu-Jitsu on Instagram, and RadjiBarrettJiu-Jitsu.com. You can see his schedule, his gear. Come check him out. He's an amazing instructor. He is at the basis of all of this. He's got a lot of great videos, a lot of great stuff coming your way. And he is a wonderful sponsor of our podcast, so make sure you check him out and support him, because he is at the linchpin of Adaptive. So that being said, the intro out of the way. How was your guys' week?
Good.
Good, man.
Good. Just got out of training tonight. Good night of training. Had some good rolls.
I did too. I felt pretty good tonight.
I was saying to you when I got out, like I felt like tonight I wasn't the hammer tonight. Like maybe I wasn't the complete nail, but it still felt better. Those are the really good nights. Dude, our roll was nice. It was fun.
You almost got me a nice omoplata sweep.
Yeah. We were in I had him in half guard, and he was doing a what's it called? What are you doing? Oh, okay. I had him in half guard, and he was starting to do a weave pass. And when he started to do the weave pass, I tried to use that space to go into omoplata, like dive under, which Radji showed this week. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, feels cool. It feels cool to be a big inverted guy and like people to be like, whoa, what's happening?
Yeah, I forced you to do it because I was doing that shin on shin. You
didn't
like that.
Bro, I even said you're an asshole.
Yeah. You weren't too happy about it.
No,
I was like, I wanted you to let go. I hate when you do that. You pull on like under my arm when you're going into like the omoplata and stuff like that. It's like yeah, you get a strong grip, and I'm like, yo, man, fucking thighs are
once
tree trunks, bro.
Once I get it into that, like,
consumes my whole arm.
Yeah,
it's annoying.
I take that. I take it. So let me
what have we got? What have we got for everyone listening in this week?
So we wanted to start here with just quickly, not too much time on this, because to be honest with you, I don't know much about them.
Oh man, who you got? Blaydes or Daukaus?
Just
main event, heavyweight fight tomorrow night. It's just a ESPN fight night. Yeah, nothing special.
ESPN 33.
You you tune in every now and then. You're like, oh, some good fights, but it's not a big card.
No, not at all. But Daukaus is a black belt in BJJ.
Yeah,
but apparently he doesn't use it.
He doesn't use it too much.
No, I saw some clips of him. He seemed to have some knockout power though.
I think he lost in his last fight. I think.
Did he?
I don't know.
I did see
I'm gonna look that up right now.
I did see a quick highlight video of him, and it was like 6 or 7.
Derek Lewis knocked his ass out.
Derek Lewis knocked him out?
Knocked his ass out.
What about Curtis Blaydes? You know anything about Curtis Blaydes?
Yeah, he won his last fight against Rosenstruck, but he got Derek Lewis. Remember that uppercut? We watched it together.
Yeah.
Uppercut him, and he was just dropped like a tree, timber.
Yeah. So is there anybody else in this fight that you're like the the girls here are the co-main event. Joanne Wood, Alexa Grasso. You know anything about them?
Yeah,
I looked over the card. I didn't know much.
I mean, all these fighters are, I don't know.
Nothing
Like
special.
Matt Brown's like a legend. He's been around forever, but he's 41 or 2 now. And he's won his last couple fights, but he was like, I remember when he said he was going to retire, he retired for a little bit and then came back. He's just like one of those old school guys, just like marches forward, a lot of pressure, like will take some shots to give some shots. He's exciting. He goes to wars.
Any memorable ones that float for you right away?
Dude, you ever see him with the elbow knockout of Diego Sanchez? If you could find that really quick and pull that up. So he
I'll look for it.
You got it, Lynn? Okay.
What did I just say?
Diego Sanchez?
Diego Sanchez, yeah. So like he threw a kick and Matt Brown like caught it and he like held it up and he's up against a cage and he's just holding them. He just goes, damn. Ooh, right against the head.
Right,
right against the head. And I put it on our story and he just crumbled.
And
like head first.
Was it DC who was commentating and he said he's looking for the elbow and like right before that, right over the top.
DC wasn't even. That fight was
a while ago,
8 years ago.
Yeah,
some shit.
You find it, Len?
Nope.
No,
it's like a 1 minute video that I found right away.
Go ahead, play.
So,
I mean,
no, it's too long. I'm trying to find the actual. I'm trying to find the highlight. I haven't found the highlight.
But anyway,
okay.
I think Curtis Blaydes is gonna win.
Okay.
He's lost twice in like the last 10 fights that he's had.
And
it was against Francis Ngannou and Derek Lewis. I mean, he got knocked out. But every other guy, he's dominated. Like Alistair Overeem. Did you ever see that fight?
The front elbow, the forearm.
Oh my God, dude! He was.
Is that when Overeem had his lip like?
No, that was Rosenstruck. That was crazy,
Rosenstruck.
and that was like the last 10 seconds of the fight. He was kicking Rosenstruck's fucking ass. And but anyway, back to the other fight. Dude, he got into Overeem was winning that fight too, and he got on his guard. He took him down, but Overeem had him in his guard, and he just threw like all of a sudden he was like bang. You see like what's his name like whoa, and then he hit him again, and all some blood starts, and he hit him again.
Oh,
he hit him
man.
again. And it was just and he looked like a murder scene. It was like holy shit, dude. That was pretty climatic, like out of nowhere when he was like.
Did I drop out of the stream?
And he's gone. What happened?
No, you're here.
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't know what happened.
Oh yeah, you're there. You're right. I mean, I hear you fine, but you did drop out of
your actual screen.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Now you're back. Look at that pretty face. What did the Jedi forces?
What are you looking over there for?
I was looking into space because I was like trying to think of what the hell happened. I don't know.
He convinced me. I was like, "What the fuck is he looking at over there?"
I don't know how that happened. Well, so anyway, I found the highlight. If you guys want to watch,
yeah, play it before we move on to the next thing.
All right, watch this, dude. This is brutal.
Yeah, they're right here. I wish they could be in here with me. They got to come in before.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorites.
Them pretty special.
that was a good one.
Bam!
Absolutely, yeah.
Wow.
Fighter in the crowd to be able to produce this moment.
But
for them,
dude,
pretty
he like
special,
did
I'd
that
imagine.
like half.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like
they're
long
Definitely
right
come over
here.
the
I
year.
wish
Yeah, and like notice
That was actually an illegal shot, I think.
with the leg up. With the leg up, he has no ability to block that because as the foot is coming down, that elbow's coming down too. There's no way you could move on that. That's crazy. That was pretty cool.
That was some Muay Thai shit.
Soccer
brew.
So some interesting stuff this week with Connor.
But everyone who wasn't getting arrested this week is more the question.
So
and this too,
yeah. So
yeah, dude, not for nothing. All right, I know UFC is like the fucking bar when it comes to like MMA, like leagues and shit like that.
Right.
But like, dude, I don't know what they're doing anymore. Like in the sense, like, dude, there's no real structure. Like Connor really is gonna just like because he's a draw. Like he has not looked good. And it's like people just get excited because he's such a fucking character. Like he just got arrested for reckless driving, and there's a video of that, which I think we have, right?
yes.
We should play that.
You want to play that? Okay.
Yeah, we'll play that, and then we'll go back to this. But like, I'll still talk about that. But like, I don't know, dude.
So-
Carl Usman is literally like, dude, it's pretty awesome because Conor's willing to do it, and he would do it, obviously. But he's gonna get fucking destroyed. Like, he's gonna get fucking beat worse than Khabib or Dustin Poirier knocked him out. Dude.
So
hold on,
hold on. You want to hear the audio on this? I want to try to figure this out with you guys. What this guy's saying?
Is it Darren Till?
No.
Because those I've been seeing all this week of like, what is the translation of this Darren Till post?
Oh, that's funny.
I can understand it.
I can understand him. He's from Liverpool. Yeah.
I guess it doesn't want to come through.
It's not working?
No, it worked before too. It was fine.
Oh, that's fucking bullshit.
Well, anyway, let's
hit refresh. Hit refresh on this page and maybe it'll work.
Yeah, why was
tab.
it was working last night?
Refresh the tab.
It's bullshit.
No, it's up. It's next to the
This is
URL bar.
bullshit.
Yeah, right there.
This is bullshit. There we go.
God damn it.
Full screen it.
Len, you
No,
got
I don't
to
hear
put
it.
channel 4 up.
I don't hear it.
No. So he's yelling at him, and Connor's in the car, and the cops pull up behind him.
You know what's crazy about that is he's actually going along with traffic.
Right?
They're like, he was recklessly driving. He was arrested for that, and they impounded his car. What the fuck is that?
I don't know
all
why
about?
the sound's not coming through.
I mean, it's. I think it's very possible that he was. I mean, he's driving it looks like a Maybach
or a Bentley.
He probably was speeding before that, but I'm saying,
yeah, we don't even know how long that cop was behind him either.
Seriously,
been following him for like a fucking 2 miles.
Right.
Connor's like, whatever, I'll make him chase me.
So
for those of you just listening, we showed a video of there was another person on the highway.
Yes.
Who actually was able to capture Connor's
and they're like yelling at each
driving.
Other. They were yelling back and forth
on his smartphone camera. And the person who was shooting the smartphone camera was like super excited. You know, him and his friends were like, oh shit, I can't believe it.
Yeah. And then
this is fucking Conor McGregor. They're all super excited. Yeah.
They're like, oh shit. He's actually getting pulled over. And they started laughing. They're like laughing at him. That shit was hilarious.
Oh, I can fucking afford it.
Oh, that's funny. You know what it may be, Len, actually, because my computer is muted that it may.
No, I think it's because if we want that to work, because now I have the pod track, I need to have those settings set up on my computer, and I should probably.
So anybody out there that ever wants to do a podcast, now you guys know what to do.
But you didn't have to change any settings in the preferences, right? It was just this switch that did it.
Yep.
So back to Conor and Usman.
Yeah, I don't know, mate. I don't know.
I mean, like,
move on.
Do you like? Obviously, we're all gonna fucking watch it. But like, but you know what's gonna happen. Like he's gonna go in. He's obviously.
And I can hear you and our other mics. Sorry,
you can't hear me.
I can hear you now. Yeah,
okay.
I just want to avoid the echo situation from last week.
Sorry. So I'll keep it low. Won't shout. So
shout.
I think Usman is pound for pound #1 guy.
Yeah.
Like Conor broke his leg, got knocked out before that fight, like 6 months before. Didn't fight a year previous before that against an old man, Donald Cerrone, who was already like on a 3-4 fight losing streak. It's like you've fought an old man, and he's just literally the single greatest fucking draw in all combat sports right now. And he's not even looking. He doesn't even look like half of what he was when he was on top of the world. But somehow, he's just a fucking character. Everybody like he does. He still has a personality. Like to go into what we're about to go into with all the tweets and shit between him and Nate and fucking Henry Cejudo. Did you see any of those today?
No.
Oh my god. He's like you're like a what do you call him? He called him like a smudge on the road or some shit like that. He's like, you are nothing. Why are you even talking to me? Please stop DMing me or whatever he said, tweeting me or whatever.
So it makes you think though that McGregor's been planning this because he's been getting bulkier and like he's been thinking about this for a while, which makes me at least for a moment think that if he's really been thinking about this for this long and not saying anything about it, think about it. Now he's ready and he's like saying something. He's like, let's go.
He's not ready. He's just started like sparring. He can't even use kicks or anything.
That's what we're hearing.
Dude, he fucking.
I know.
His
leg
leg
got destroyed.
Just snapped in half. Remember, there's all the fucking
Yeah,
memes
that was
of him
wild.
slipping on his fucking shoe or some shit.
Yeah.
Shit was hilarious.
And so, okay, so what is McGregor's like natural weight? Is he probably walking
Dude.
around at like 155, 160?
Dude, when he went to go fight Nate Diaz, 170, is the weight,
Mm-hmm.
and he was 169. He probably was eating steaks to bulk up to that. Like, I think he, at that point, when he was cutting the featherweight, when he was on top of the world after he beat Aldo and everything, he was probably walking around at like 165, and then he just dropped 20 pounds. But then, you get older, right? He's in his 30s now, so he's probably natural weight. And he's bulking. Dude, he's walking around at like 190. He looks like a silverback gorilla. He looks weird. He's proportioned all weird now. He's got like this skinny waist, and then it's like, like he walks around like, I just hurt my back.
What about Usman? The fact that Usman don't got no knees.
Yeah, well, he's still
Dude.
if you want, fuck that. If
He
wants,
said he was going to have complete knee replacements on both knees
Yeah,
at
when
the
he's done
end of
fighting.
Yeah, and it's like a 6 or 9 month recovery. Like, that is no joke. How did you win that last fight, man? Literally had 0 knee.
Everyone
because
believes
he's a beast, bro. Not for nothing, dude.
He didn't even look like he was in pain.
dude.
No.
Well, he don't let people know.
bro.
Well, we've talked about that too before. Like when we watch UFC, like guys get hit in the shin. Like, bro, they stub their toe too. They hurt. They hurt when they stub their toe. It's not like they're like, oh, stub toe.
Yeah, you're going.
like,
to
let me-
war. Well,
Yeah,
first
that
of all,
wasn't good enough. Let me kick the wall. Like,
Right.
harder.
But when you watch a UFC fight, they get hit so hard in like the weirdest places, and they don't even like they
Dude,
don't
well,
even
think about-
wince.
All right, think about guys that like
especially
kick-
during especially during COVID, like the flat smacks and packing sounds that you would hear with each punch. That was awesome.
You could
Yeah,
hear
it's
the
cool.
muscles
You could hear it
separating
echoing.
and
You
hitting
could hear
bone.
it echoing through the empty stadium. Crack, crack,
Some of them were
crack.
bad. Like
Whoa.
you remember when Nagano knocked out Stipe?
Yeah.
Damn.
That was a sample, bro. You could use that as a snare drum in a fucking hip hop song.
It just sounded like his jaw snapped, like a baseball bat, like like a 100-mile-per-hour pitch, and the fucking bat snaps.
Yeah.
You can hear it. But what was I saying about the Usman fight? Fuck.
I don't know, but you just made me think about like what is the sweetest sound in sports? Is it
It's
is,
a yeah.
is it the
home
is
run.
it the, is it the home run?
It's the home run.
The net is a great sound, like when
The net's
Oh,
a good sound, but
yeah.
it's
great
not.
sound.
I don't know.
Especially when the crowd, when you like, I've watched Nick games where when they used to be good, when
Jesus.
MSG would be
Reverted to talking
erupting
about the
and a
Nick.
You're
shot
old.
and a shot would be taken and everybody be holding their breath. They're like, and you feel the air come out of Madison Square Garden and then
Yeah,
and everybody ignites.
freaked out. Yeah,
Home
I've
run.
witnessed that.
But I think you guys are home run because and then everyone freaks out and like the
And how do they
climax
get
of that.
How do they get that too on the wooden bat? There's obviously it's like football where they have the directional microphones. Like if you ever see the guys on the sidelines with the big bowls,
You
the
don't
big plastic
you
bowls,
don't
those are
need that.
microphones.
you with a
But I
baseball
wonder how
bat and a
I know
ball?
that the sound carries in baseball, but they are capturing it to some degree for production.
if you just have a
because-
good microphone, that's it. Because bro,
because even in basketball, the rim is netted.
Mhm.
I mean,
Well,
it's microphone.
there's a
The-
microphone,
the
yeah,
net
right
is,
on the
is
rim.
mic'd, yeah,
Mhm.
so that you can hear that swish.
You
Because
don't-
you're not going to hear that in an arena.
yeah, but you
You don't need a directional.
dude.
Bro,
there's
you go on my
nothing-
Instagram and on my page, I have a
Yeah,
video
you're right.
from
You
2
don't,
years ago.
because that
of-
wood on that ball on wood sound is in an amphitheater
Mhm.
like that. It kind of just
and
cracks
you,
out.
and you got to understand too when a
That's a
baseball,
great sound.
when a
And the
baseball
cheer
player
that
hits a
follows.
when a baseball
home
player
game.
hits a home run, they're hitting the ball on a perfect spot of the bat where the wood grain it meets each other and it's
There's a different
the-
sound.
the grains are closer. So right, exactly. So you're hitting it on the sweet spot.
Yeah, the
But
bat
there's-
doesn't absorb any of that impact. It sends it back.
Kinetic energy, right
Yeah.
back. Yeah. What you're gonna say?
Amanda says a bowling strike.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a great sound.
A great tackle that you hear, like you can hear in the stands.
You hear the death
Yeah.
of that player.
They have microphones in their helmets too, don't they? Some of them.
Yeah, but you would hear that-
quarterbacks maybe
Yeah.
mic'd up. Sometimes players are mic'd up.
Well, they're mic'd up for the.
Well, the NFL is known for pumping sound into their stadiums.
Well, yeah, and
Basketball,
it's a
too.
production. I mean, they're smart enough to know it's like, okay, there's an
That's the
element to the
emotion.
sound of the production, right? So I think
How about a goal in soccer? Like it may not necessarily be
The
the,
back of the
sound
net?
of the back of the
No,
net, more
the-
of the crowd.
it's the
just
crowd, yeah.
going nuts.
But dude, you know, hockey crossbar into the goal.
The clink.
Yeah,
Yo, that's
dude.
really cool. That's a
Dude,
really
yeah,
cool
everybody's
noise.
like-
what does
Yo,
everyone think
hang
at
on.
home? We have one comment on the best sound in sports ever. Let's see some more. Chime in.
Yo, what would you say is out of mainstream sports in America? I guess.
Mhm.
What would you say the best? Like, what's the best to go to?
What's
that
the
gets you
best sport to
pumped?
be at?
Yeah,
That gets you pumped.
yeah.
Well, so there's
Like,
different things because you know what?
Hockey for me, bro.
Going to a baseball game is
Hands
awesome
down.
because you could sit down, have conversation with somebody. But when it comes to
yeah,
excitement,
baseball. I can fall asleep, and you know,
when it comes to excitement and
nap.
being connected to, a hockey game is really good.
like I think hockey is even more so than football.
Yeah.
The football is pretty fucking.
The
awesome
fresh
too.
air when you get in the hockey rink is really cool too. Like as soon as you walk into the arena, you get that force of cold air that hits you. That's from the ice. That's pretty cool.
But there's something about like the crowds when you go to hockey games, man. Like everybody, like you hear you feel the energy
Mhm.
of every single person in the arena. It's I don't know. To
I
me, it's like-
regret never being at a boxing match, like a professional boxing match. Like I would really love that.
that's true. That could be cool too, or even UFC or MMA.
UFC
I've never,
pretty cool.
I've
Yeah.
never been to one of those, but
Yeah.
I've been to like basketball business times.
Yeah.
Hockey, I've been a good amount. Baseball, I've been to like the most. I've been to like over.
I've been to so many
I
baseball
feel like I've
games,
been
yeah.
over
Yeah,
like I don't know.
they're
50
the
to
most
100
affordable.
games
Yeah.
in my lifetime.
I
Maybe-
mean,
I don't
a
even know.
football game, if you wait till the last minute, like I was at a bachelor party in Tampa and we went to a Tampa Bay game, got to see Tom Brady throw I want to say it was his 500th touchdown to Mike Evans. It was pretty cool.
Was it that? I know it was some
I
record.
think it was
Is that what
500.
the record
I
is?
think it was
It's
500.
more than 500 because I think Manning has over 500. Brett Favre has over 500.
I
Look that stat up. I'm
I
curious.
think it was over
Everybody's
500.
like-
Hold on, let me see. But
This isn't jujitsu.
but I bought this isn't jujitsu.
But
But
I just thought for a second with some people that are watching probably wouldn't care.
well, we'll get to jujitsu. We got some
No.
really good jujitsu stuff coming
I'm
up.
just fucking joking.
You practice that Jiu-Jitsu?
Jujitsu.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Taekwondo.
So hold on a second. I lost my stream right here.
Taekwondo? I don't know.
So let me stop. streaming.
Karate.
Minimize this.
Oh, I need a brewski.
Go get a brewski. Take a second.
Will you
here.
grab me one? You the man.
Today's podcast is brought to you by beer.
Just beer.
So let's keep going here on some of the McGregor stuff.
Yeah. All right. So okay, I want to talk about this.
Yeah,
Usman shit. Bro,
we pulled away.
I think it's
Hold on.
fucking silly that they would even do this fight. He's lost his last two. Thank you, man. You know what I mean? Like, why does he get a title shot?
He shouldn't, but he reached a certain level in the sport where I think
Fuck
he
that.
kind of gets look,
No,
man,
because dude, I don't care how hard he trains, man. He's got it all.
if the
He's
people
not-
want to see me, like if he,
You'll do nothing.
you know what it is? He's like a
Mayweather,
fucking
Mayweather and
something out
McGregor,
of Braveheart or fucking Gladiator.
Mayweather and McGregor. Everybody knew that Mayweather was going to beat him in boxing. I
Can
mean,
we make this bigger so we can see the comments?
Yeah, but there's so many MMA guys. They're like, including myself.
yeah,
I'm
my
like,
bad.
maybe. Like, he is like, in his 40s now.
Do the and
Mayweather was in his
do
40s
the
at that
spread with your fingers on the trackpad, like you would on your phone.
I'll do it this way.
That works too.
Okay, so,
All right, so-
let's read this. So McGregor says, Jared Leto, I invite you to come and practice the part with me.
Well, apparently they're
Making
doing some
making a
fucking-
movie.
Apparently they're doing some movie because before any of that, Jared Leto was actually calling for the part to play as Conor
Why
McGregor.
don't you move your microphone so it's just like
Just hold it. Yeah. Just
Yeah.
keep it.
Just
keep it
It's
connected to
weird,
your lips,
bro. I don't. Okay, I'm just. This is how I'm
You
gonna
gotta
talk.
make
now.
love.
That's podcasting, man.
Podcast, bro. I'm just gonna circle around.
Hey guys, you're learning podcasting
weird at
101
all.
with us.
All right.
The only comments we got last week was about our
what was the guy's
our
name?
shitty audio.
Whoever the guy's name.
Your
Thank you for the
fucking
shitty audio.
Sucks.
I don't know, but thanks for tuning in again, Guy. Let us know how we sound this week.
Yeah, we're trying to make things better, as you could see in some of these shots, and we're working on things. But it's definitely
I think it
still
looks
rough.
great this week, man.
It looks cool.
For those of you who don't know, these are not sound buffers. They're jujitsu mats. All right. So that makes us even more
Makes it
legitimate.
relevant, bro. It's
Okay.
so relevant.
Not only are we fucking we're adaptive, bro. We use the shit we got to bring
Use our
you
surroundings.
So Nate Diaz responded, Wolverine could play my part so we can see him beat Jared Leto's ass. That'd be fun, right? And obviously he's meaning Hugh Jackman, I guess.
Yeah, he probably didn't know his name.
Bro,
huge Jackman.
Connor's
Huge.
response, bro,
It's gonna be huge.
from Breaking Bad. The kid
Oh,
that played
dude.
Heisenberg's son in Breaking
Virtually
Bad is who will play you.
identical. Oh my god.
Virtually emotional damage.
Virtually identical.
He
he
was probably like,
says.
who?
Oh my goodness, so good, bro.
Fucked up. I met that kid. He's a sweetheart.
What, the kid from Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
It was a great show.
And he's saying that Nate looks like him.
yeah.
Wait, can I share? Let me share.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, hold on. Let me
That's what I
come off
wanted to
this
talk
shit.
about before, because Connor's actually been back to his old funny, witty self in these tweets. Because he went a little crazy, like he was doing a little too much blow. like he was just
There he is.
Does this kind of looks like Nate? A
A
little,
little bit, yeah.
It doesn't, not at all, but it's such a burn.
No, not at all. You're right.
it's such a burn anyway. Either way you look
Yeah.
at it.
I think we want him to look even more like him just because it was a great burn.
Hey, we got some validation. Phil Donato, thank you, my friend. He
Ah,
says we
thanks,
sound
brother.
sexy.
That's because
Well,
I'm making
heck
it
yeah.
to my microphone.
Yeah, well, I was just doing like a little extra with the microphone. I guess so it works.
And he says, no fucking way.
That he doesn't look like him.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Phil.
we
We
all
love to
agree.
see you, bro. You love to see it.
So
Over
I think
this.
I think it begs the question for those listening in, who would play who? What actor would play us in a
Us.
movie? Us, the
Us
three of us.
three.
Yeah, tell us who you think would play us.
We got to do your headshot pose so the
What, like
audience
the Blue
can
Steel?
decide.
Like Blue Steel?
Figured out already. That's it. Okay. All right.
Screenshot
So
it
wait a
if you
minute.
want more.
Are we guessing or are they guessing?
Both.
We banking
You
on
can't
both.
choose your own. We
Yeah.
should do each other.
Yeah.
I would-
All right.
We talked about it already a little bit, but I would be
There's
Nacho Libre.
Yeah, there's no
The
one else.
Nacho Libre,
There's
Jack Black.
Jack Black. There's no one else.
No, Phil, why?
What?
What do you say?
Oh, look, Brad Pitt plays Ed. You got a good one.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
you're right.
And that's my wife.
You're right. The Conor
saying that
McGregor.
about you.
Thank you, Amanda.
The Conor McGregor. It's not. You're not really you don't really have that look anymore. It's when you had short hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were
I don't like
definitely-
being Chris D'Elia. I'm sorry to cut you off, but this is the second time.
Yes. This everybody calls. He's
Yo,
not. Look, so he got alleged for
you
doing
just-
things. I don't think he was canceled. Everybody still calls him funny.
You could be funny.
I don't
and
think
still be a creep.
Was he
You
proven to
fucking-
be a super creep?
I mean, I think that
I think he was
I
just
don't even
talking
fucking
to like
know because I don't follow. Because I don't.
I don't
follow
really know
somebody.
gives
either.
a fuck.
So
I think he was
I won't
alleged.
even
You're
say
not
anything.
the creep.
I think he was alleged to be
I didn't like
DMing.
You just look like a creep.
to be DMing with like something. He's not canceled. Who cares?
Kidding, you know.
We got Chris Hemsworth.
Oh,
for
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Ed.
Thank you, Phil.
That is
a good
Phil,
one.
you just knocked
Hey,
them out of the park,
Ed's
bro.
getting all the good looking guys.
That- this is one that I've gotten.
Nacho.
Oh my god, yo, that's actually
Lieutenant
you do.
Dan.
Yeah, that's a good
Why
one.
are you
That's an
getting
oldie.
burned right now?
I've heard that.
I mean,
That's
called that before.
Gary Sinise.
Yeah, great actor.
Let's pull up some pictures
Nothing
of
to
some of
be-
these men here.
Hold on.
These men.
Show Brad Pitt.
who do we got? Let's do
First,
it.
in case you forgot what Brad Pitt looks like,
Yeah,
Are you doing
if
it?
you
Like,
haven't seen him in
Yeah,
the last
yeah.
4
All right.
decades, you don't show.
it'd be good if we
Who
did a
doesn't know who
side by
Lieutenant
side.
Dan?
Who doesn't know who that is? Come on, man. Shame on you.
It'd be good if we had side by sides. Like,
Oh, like put our face next to it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Just find a picture and just show it on my phone.
I got to bring up my
On the
boy
screen.
Jack Black.
Nacho Libre, especially when all you had was a mustache.
Yeah, you know what, dude? That's a really good picture to try to compare to Eduardo. That's not bad. I never actually saw that.
Hold
Ed.
on,
you
mute,
kind of
mute
do
your
like
camera. Hit your camera. Stop cam at the bottom of the screen there.
stop cam. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna remove screen. Stop.
Boom.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I've been compared to Brad Pitt before, but like in high school, and never since.
Look at this.
Wow. Wow.
Make a goofy smile. We found we found the screenshot, the thumbnail for the episode. I think it's that one.
We now have a Brad Pitt double.
We got Eddie is sexier than Brad Pitt by Viking Drums. Thank you. And he's watching on
Richie.
Twitch. Fuck yeah.
Richie.
We found out who our Twitch watcher is.
Richie's our
it's
Twitch
Richie.
watcher.
Well, don't give
You-
away his identity. He's Viking
I mean, I didn't give
Drums.
his government.
He's Viking Drums.
I didn't give away his social.
What is?
When you say somebody's
Oh, I didn't
full
give his
name,
social security card.
when you say somebody's full name is their government. Man, haven't you ever been to jail?
All right, go ahead.
Just what the fuck was that?
Start your cam back up again.
All right.
Keanu Reeves. I'll take John Wick. Fuck yeah. What's up, John
I
Wick?
got Keanu Reeves.
What's up, John Wick? He's a ladies' man.
That's a good one.
The
Keanu
one
Reeves.
that,
And he's a
Amanda,
killer.
the one that Amanda said before, Gary Sinise, when I was bartending and serving, I used to get that one all the time.
Yeah,
Except
I
nobody knows
remember.
what his name is. They call them Lieutenant.
Yeah,
Dan
of course.
all the time. Or he also was. Who else was he?
Well, like,
No,
what
you
is
know
it?
what? I almost for a second I got him confused with the T1000, but he's not him. It's a
T1000.
totally
Oh, that's,
different actor, but they kind of
That's,
have a similar look.
Something Patrick. Jason Patrick?
Yeah.
No. Is it Jason Patrick? No, that's what's his name from
Keanu Reeves. Can we bring up a Keanu?
what the hell?
Wait, hold on.
This has nothing to do with jujitsu.
I'm sharing my screen. One second.
Nothing
I
we've
got.
been talking about for the last,
No,
like,
I
20
like it though.
minutes.
We're actually getting really good engagement. Do this. Don't, you see what I'm saying? Like, put your fingers on the trackpad and go like this, and you can zoom in on the screen.
I'm just doing it on. That's why I got to come over here.
I gotta talk about this because this is kind
There
of
you
big.
go.
And
What's
then use
happening
two
right now.
fingers to slide it around to the center.
I felt like I've had a sneeze for the last like 4 minutes. I've never had. This is important.
Well, this one's pretty good. All right, hold on. Let me handle this.
Yep, you're in.
Let me handle this. Phil says the resemblance is uncanny, bro. Uncanny.
For what? For Keanu Reeves?
No. For Eli.
Oh yeah.
Ed, hit stop cam at the bottom of your screen real quick.
Yes.
It's not doing anything. It's not doing anything.
Yeah, bro. No, you don't touch the screen, man. You gotta point. You gotta put the mouse on it and click it, bro. Yeah, there you go.
I felt like I was dealing with my iPad for a second.
That's pretty good. You have to make the indifferent face. Yeah. Oh, you need to get rid of the beard.
Nah, it's when you had your mustache like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks
I
ago.
hated that.
You got to get rid of the beard.
It.
Ed, you're getting Bradley Cooper. Dude, you're getting
Damn,
all
he's
the
getting all the-
handsome
all the
guys.
handsome
Who said
dudes.
Bradley Cooper?
GB.
Who's GB?
Gravity Bong.
Wait,
Yeah.
really?
No, I don't know who GB is,
Or just
but
put that together.
he or she has been watching a few times. We've been seeing them comment. So thank you, GB, for tuning in again. Thank you for your support. We love you.
Shit.
I think they're in our gym, but I don't know the initials.
Everyone is in our gym.
Everyone is in our gym.
Well, not Phil.
Yeah.
Except for Phil.
Phil's just a really amazing, fucking awesome dude.
Phil is great. We love Phil. All right, my turn. All right, now you guys
All right, so
start your cam back up.
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, we're gonna put you next to the actors.
Yeah, man.
yeah.
John Wick, bro.
Your beard is way better though.
Yeah, his shit's all raggedy.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's part of his look. It's John Wick, bro.
If
Look
we
at John Wick.
if we put a bunch of holes in your
Mr.
beard, sorry,
Wick.
Keanu. Yeah,
Mr. Vic.
I need holy beard.
a holy beard.
And Jesus Christ himself.
I'll take Keanu.
I think-
Keanu.
I mean,
What's wrong with Gary Sinise, man?
Shave the beard on the podcast. No, I like Gary Sinise too. He's a handsome guy.
What's wrong with Jack Black?
Wait, who was the first person you were compared to?
Lieutenant
D'Elia.
Dan?
Oh,
Chris
Chris
D'Elia,
D'Elia,
yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
Look, I'm not saying he's an ugly guy. He was just accused of some creepy shit, and
Was he not? And I was like, yeah.
I'm not down for it.
A little
Yeah, he's
weird.
pretty. I mean, Gary Sinise is not that handsome either.
You're a better looking guy than fucking.
I mean, I'm pretty
D'Elia.
sure your wife thinks you're handsome.
At least she did when we got married. Oh, that was the wrong sound. It still kind of worked though.
Yeah, kind of.
God damn
Ray,
it!
so good.
God damn it! You fucked it up.
Well, shit.
Yeah. So moving on. That was fun.
Yeah, good times.
That
all
was
around.
fun.
So
Yeah.
what,
All right,
what's his advertisement that's going
Start
on?
all your cameras
What is
back
that?
up again.
What is that
again.
shit?
Yeah. What's this?
What's this? What are we watching?
Oh, that's my screen. Sorry. Sorry, friend.
I'm like, is this a part of this? I don't remember this part. What is this part?
So we'll go back to the
Oh, this was fucking
tweets.
good. This one was good. All right. So right after Conor McGregor knocked out Jose Aldo in 13 seconds in their title fight, which was fucking crazy. You know what was crazy
It was
about that
crazy.
time? Real quick, Conor was like calling out rounds when he was going to knock people out. He did it for like 5 fights straight. It was pretty fucking awesome. But anyway, after he beat Aldo, his next fight was to fight for the lightweight belt, which he just became the featherweight champion. So he was moving up one weight class to fight, like, I don't know, it was like 3 months later, higher division. And like 2 weeks out or 3 weeks out, Rafael Dos Anjos, who he was supposed to fight, who was the lightweight champ at the time, pulled out. So there's a history here for anybody who doesn't know. I don't know, but I figured
no, it's a
explain
good
it.
explanation. Yeah.
And then why don't you read it out, man? 'Cause I
So,
think it's hilarious.
RDA says you're either a bad motherfucker or you're a sucker puncher. Can't be both.
Which he's referencing now. All right, we should have put up the Kobe Covington
We can.
stuff. And MORE Masvidal, who just fought, we talked about it on one of our podcasts a couple weeks ago. And they fought, and I guess it got real personal because they were old teammates for a while, and they were roommates, and I guess there was a bad ending, obviously. We talked about it before. Leading up to that fight, they're talking mad shit. Kobe was talking a lot of shit about his family, and like he was a wife beater and cheater, and like he's basically like a deadbeat dad. So obviously he got under Masvidal's skin because Masvidal was really upset. You can tell because he kept talking about it. First of all, you just signed a new contract deal. You made fucking millions, bro. Like your kids are set. Like, why would you let this dude get under your skin? And it affected his performance because for 25 minutes, it was kind of a boring fight. Some stuff happened that were like, oh. And then
Do you really think that the fight wasn't as good because he did that good of a job of shit talking?
I think he got in his head, and like you saw him, he was gassed out. He fought with emotion. You fight with emotion, you have adrenaline dump. Who knows? He looked tired. He looked like, first of all, Masvidal's done like 5-round fights before. He's got good cardio. Maybe not as good as Kobe, but Kobe didn't even look that great either. But you can tell, like, even Kobe, when he was walking out, he looked nervous. So I was like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. But then when you saw what was going on in the fight, he just controlled him. He held on to him, kept, trying to like choke him out like Khabib did to Conor against the cage. And a couple times, they had flurries where they're punching each other, and it was kind of exciting for like 10 seconds. And then it was boring again because they were just like, he was just fucking holding them there, controlling them, beating them up little by little pepper, like rabbit punches.
Right.
But anyway, you had 25 fucking minutes to beat this guy, and you lost. But you made a shit ton of money. So, but he took it so personal that they apparently, because they both live in Miami, went to a restaurant at the same fucking time, I don't really know like if it was on purpose or whatever, but like apparently Kobe, there's a video of it now.
Really? I didn't know that.
Masvidal. I didn't get to watch it, but I heard there's a video.
Okay.
And he ran up and he like sucker punched.
And he was wearing,
punched him.
from what I read, he was wearing a hoodie and a surgical mask, so you couldn't like, tell who it was.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, what a bitch fucking move.
It is really a bitch move, and it sucks because I really like Jorge.
Masvidal, bro. And like, dude, you know what?
Beat him in the ring.
You know, I have to quote Dark Knight a little bit. You know, like a lot of people, like, you know, you're either the hero or you live long enough to become the villain, because you know he got too wrapped up in the emotions. He acted like a jerk off.
It's also like you hear these guys say on site, like, okay, so
well, yeah, fucking Dustin Poirier was saying that shit to him too.
Right.
It's like, dude, he's trying to sell a fucking fight, and he did, but you didn't. Not for nothing, Masvidal didn't show up.
Right.
He didn't fucking show up. He looked like shit. He's older now. Like, you know what's crazy is the resurrection of him back in 2019 when he came back. He had like a couple years layoff. He did some weird reality show down in like South America. But he came back and he had 3 fucking awesome wins. He fucking knocked out Darren Till. Darren Till's no fucking joke. He's a beast. He was like #1. He just fought for the belt right before that. He knocked him out. Then Ben Askren, fastest KO, 5 seconds, ran through a flying knee, and Askren died. He's gone. I don't know what happened to him. He's nowhere to be found.
That too cool or stupid.
And then Nate Diaz, a month later, beats Anthony Pettis, calls him out. They have an awesome fight in Madison Square Garden. He beat the fuck out of Nate Diaz. And Nate Diaz, by the end of the 3rd round, had a fucking gash above his, eyeball, his eyelid. And it was like, dude, it looked like, all right, bro, you need surgery like right now. Like, I see your skull.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah. Nate Diaz is like, nah, I'm good, man. Fuck that shit. And like the doctor,
is this your brain?
well, Nate Diaz is a fucking gangster, so
yeah, it's pretty. See, so back to the actual incident, like the on-site stuff. Like to me, it's like, dude, you guys are fighters in life. You have weapons. You are weapons. So like to be like on site like this and that, even if you're pissed off about something, like, come on, like
yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? There's because I saw a lot of tweets about it from a lot of fighters, and like Khabib defended Masvidal, and like he's like, dude, if you know you can beat somebody, you don't need to talk shit about their family. And here's the thing, like one guy even pointed out, and he's like, the most human thing you could do is get revenge on somebody that's like disowned you. Like we all fucking kind of like, maybe it's not the right thing to do, but we all fucking do it. We all get like that. You know what I mean? And he was like, dude, that's why people need to be checked out sometimes. Like you can't cross the line, But here's the difference though. Here's where I'm like, all right, I agree with that mentality. It's like, that's what justice is, But like at the same time, it's like, bro, you just made millions. He talks shit about your kids and like who gives a shit? You basically, your kids can be set for life. Why would you do something? Now you got to fucking pay all these fines. And like, maybe it's not even going to hurt them, but like still you're wasting money.
Mm-hmm.
What?
It's just stupid. And you're setting a bad precedent too. Like
you want to your kids,
you want fans to watch the UFC.
Yeah.
If you're acting like a savage like that, that's retarded.
Not for nothing. Exactly.
What type of fans does that attract?
Well, think about it. All right. The fans are fighters. So anyone says that, right? Like, all right, yeah, there's street fighting, whatever. You can say whatever, but this ain't like gang shit. Like any true fighter that's a martial artist is gonna look at that and be like, that was a bitch move.
It was
mentally,
100%. It was
mentally weak. But it's not. That's why it's a bitch move. It's mentally weak. It's like, bro, you got beat. Be humble. Be like, whatever. Be honest with yourself. That time passed. It doesn't even fucking matter. It's in the past. Who gives a fuck?
It was a really stupid thing for him to do. But just curious, in that same vein, like, how do you guys feel about that type of trash talk?
So we did talk about it in another episode, but I think we could delve back into it. Like I'm really.
Did we? Why am I not remembering that clearly?
We touched on it a little bit.
I think we might have.
It was right before this fight. It was right before the Jorge Kobe fight.
I think it was more of like,
we don't spend too much time on it, but I'm just like,
I remember you being like, I'm over this fucking like it's.
Well, that's true. I mean, the media just pumped it out so much. I mean, anything that had anything to do with a random fight,
women and children. Like, you can't talk about somebody's wife, or if it's one of the women's fighters, you shouldn't be talking about somebody's husband. Shouldn't be talking about somebody's kids. That's it. Keep family out of it. Like,
I mean, it got personal.
What is a kid? Are you a biologist?
well, that's a.
Can you tell me what a kid is?
Well, that's another thing. Well, that's another thing that I'm not going.
That's fucking
Got a sneaky bomb on you.
So
Give this man another beer. I like it. I like it. We can go this route, but
I only had one.
so anyway,
it's all about the drama, says Phil.
Yes,
WWE
no doubt.
storylines.
that
Yeah.
shit sells, no doubt. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, that's fine. Yeah, it's
that's why people tune in. I don't fucking care. That's part of me
How
is what I'm
much would
saying.
you have to get paid to call someone's children pieces of shit or whatever
Listen,
the fuck he said?
As far as I'm fucking concerned, if
It's
we're
kind
on
of weird, right? Like, I don't need that money. If I'm a fighter and I'm confident in my fighting and I think that people are going to come to see me for the fight,
yeah.
talk other shit. I don't know.
That's what I agree
Attack the
with.
skills, right?
Okay.
Attack the skill. Why do you got to go for the kids, man?
Well, no, fuck it. I don't
Not that
give
it
a
affects their life in one way or the other, but to me, I'm just like, you're a grown man attacking another man's children.
I mean, yeah, it's
that's bitchy too.
I agree with that. But you know what? It isn't, because it's mental warfare, and when in warfare, he got under his skin. He knew what he was doing. So, like, here's the thing. All right, in the streets, in regular life, in the streets,
where you'll find what's his name from the Cowboys who got kicked out of the UFC.
Greg Hardy.
Oh, Greg Hardy.
In the streets where you'll find
Which is
Greg
funny,
Hardy waiting for you.
which was on that card, and we were all calling him out to be a bum.
Yeah.
I don't think we talked about it on the podcast, but we were really talking shit about him. And then he got knocked out, and we were like, "Fucking bum, dude!" And then he got axed.
cut.
He got cut hard. But anyway, so like,
We know what's going on, bro.
in regular life, bro, you can't just fuck with somebody, and there should be repercussions. And you know what? I think
Phil hates it.
So to the
runs
other
a sport for you.
So to the other side of it, you brought it up briefly, but I have on
Storylines,
the
bro.
screen
You just said it.
the Khabib. I'm not gonna do the Joe Rogan and say his last name. Can you guys say his last name? I can never say it.
Knock him out.
Nurmagomedov.
Nurmagomedov.
Yes. Habib,
Say-
and
say-
it's not Khabib. I've heard you guys say Khabib
Is it
before a
Khabib?
bunch. It's Habib.
Habib.
No K.
Yeah, all right.
It's
So just,
Habib Nurmagomedov.
Phil made a good point here. Kobe, he actually cried about it on the Candace Owens show. But he was like,
He went on
basically-
Candace Owens?
Yeah, he was on it. Well, they did an interview. It was before her show when she went on Daily Wire, but like, he did an interview with her, and he basically like outed himself as he was being a character. And it's like, dude, you don't do that until after your career's over. That was just weird to me. So it was like, from that point on, it's like, yeah, well, I knew you were a hack anyway, but like, Jesus, man, you don't just go around talking about it. But anyway, he almost got kicked out of UFC because no one gave a shit about him. He was more of a wrestler, but he had a lot of cardio, and he would mix it up with like his striking to set up all his takedowns. And he has a lot of takedowns. I think he's close to the record or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
Yeah.
he was kind of boring. No one fucking knew who he was. He fought, I think, who did he fight? He fought some Brazilian in Brazil, and he just said, "You're a bunch of filthy animals" to the crowd. And it was like, that was the start of it. And then he did like, he basically played off the whole, make America great. He was a Trumper kind of like character. And
Yeah, Phil
then-
just corrected that statement. He said, and I was confused until he corrected it, that he almost got kicked out until he said he was a trumpet. And I was like, what does that mean?
Well,
he meant trumper.
Yes, I didn't say trumpet, so I knew.
No,
what he
I know,
meant,
but
though.
I didn't pick up on that until you said it. I mean, he corrected himself, but I was like, what the fuck
Don't worry,
is
Phil,
a trumpet?
I corrected you, but
I was too dumb to see the context. I was like, Phil, what is a trumpet?
well, that's hilarious. But anyway, so yeah, he almost got kicked out. That's it there. So yeah, he almost got kicked out. So he put on this persona. He did the WWE thing where he played the heel, the bad guy.
The heel deal.
The heel deal. The heel deal.
It's like Uncle Hanach.
Yeah. He's the rematch.
He's
Rematch.
really funny.
He's fucking hilarious.
He's really, really funny.
But yeah, so what's the point of all this? What's the point of life?
What is the point of life? Hey, just to shout out real quick, we did join an IG live here from our secondary camera. The audio probably is not as good as it would be if you joined on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, but we did have a couple people join in after I went live on there. So just wanted to thank you guys. You are a huge part of the show, and we're just trying to get ourselves out there. So please like, subscribe, link us to your other friends and all that. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, and if you guys have any if you guys have any questions or anything like that,
because it shows that 6%, it's not charging.
If you guys have any questions or anything like that, you guys want us to talk about anything, reach out. It doesn't have to be this episode. It could be for the next.
Yeah. All right. So again, I don't know where.
Well, we're just. What do we got next? We have we had some mat interviews, right? We had Eli went around the mats tonight during training, and he asked some questions on reflection. Right? We asked some of our training partners to reflect on some of their past training.
So it was more like, what would you tell your former self as a white belt when you started, right?
Yeah. So
I would call it a reflection. Right?
Yeah, it was definitely a reflection.
So, and the only reason why I'm pushing for that is because I already made a banner.
Oh, wow.
Show us the banner.
I just made a banner just for this segment, and we're gonna call it Advanced Belt Reflections.
Oh, cool.
I like it.
Dope. So let me explain it. All right. So I approached some of our higher belts because I think it's a good way for those white belts who are searching. When you're a white belt, you get really beat up by people who know a lot more about the sport. It takes a lot of time, and it's
more than any other martial art or probably sport.
I would say so. And when you're a white belt, you don't really have the language to ask the correct questions to expand on what you need in your growth. But as you grow, you're able to leave the physical questions and say, what do I do when I'm in this spot? What do I do and you start to be able to articulate exactly what it is that you're thinking about and what you need. So the question that was asked to some of our higher belts was, if you could Marty McFly and go back in time and see your white belt self, what would you say to help you grow to be who you want to be as a jiu-jitsu practitioner and the things that you like about yourself today? So we didn't test the videos out.
Great exercise.
Yeah, I'm really happy we did it. It was really cool. We didn't test the videos out, but
you load them into?
They're ready to go. Yeah, and I trimmed them up a little bit. So I asked them the question, and then I gave it a little trim. I asked the question that I just explained right now, and in each video they answered that, including Eddie and Professor Joe in one of our videos.
I know
it's under Adaptive podcast and
Joe said so much awesome shit. By the time I don't know what this.
Yeah, you were like balloons.
They're in episode 10 folder.
Yes. So as Lenny's bringing that up, in the future we're going to be doing stuff like this all the time. Adaptive is about building our community, building our training partners, everyone that's around us. That's what we want to do here. We want
selling some jiu-jitsu gear.
Yeah.
What do you want to bring up first?
So why don't we start with Malcolm?
Your speakers on? No,
I thought I heard them. Never mind.
You guys hear something?
Nope. Not anymore.
Yeah.
All right.
All good.
I'm not sure if this is going to work this way. Let's try though. Just keep talking because I'm gonna.
All right. So
add these video clips here.
Wait. Did we talk about all the? Yeah, I guess we did.
Yeah. So again, and what's important to understand is that all
right. While he's looking for that, didn't you have?
I have
shit that you want to ask me.
Well, no, I could answer the question myself. For me, I didn't get to answer it.
All right. What would you tell your white belt self, bro?
So the first thing I would tell my white belt self is something that
suck less.
Professor Joe has told me over and over again. I told you about it today, and I said he said to me, remember, it's supposed to be fun. if you're coming into the gym and you're all like, oh my God, well, I can't get this and I'm working my omoplata and I can never get there. I can't get to that triangle or whatever.
Well,
If you're not having fun, you need to reset. You need to realize that, like, take a step back and go back to working on some simple things and not care if you're getting smashed. And
well, I think a lot of trouble, like, sorry, I mean, are you done?
no, go ahead. I'll
sorry, I didn't
elaborate.
mean to do
I'll
that.
elaborate after that.
I was just gonna say, well, that's the thing. White belts don't really have like a maturity in some sense.
Absolutely.
When you,
They're like a baby that can't
right,
communicate.
no offense, guys, but anyway, it's like you don't have
No offense.
you don't have the comprehension, right? So
I don't
it's
have
like,
the comprehension that Lenny has,
but like the
and I'm
key
a white straight blue
you
belt.
still have, like, you always have an ego. Everyone has an ego, but like it's being able to control it and minimize it to the point that you can let go and just not compare. I know someone else said this, but I'm going to say it because it makes sense into who we interviewed said this, but it's like, don't make the comparison ever to anybody else. Always just focus on comparing yourself from the day before. And, you know, Mike said it earlier, Mike Spark, shout out to him. And he wanted us to talk about it. We'll maybe further elaborate it, but I agree with this because it goes along with my philosophy here. It's like, just compare yourself to who you were yesterday. And he basically said, take 100 days and just try to be 1% better than you were the day before. It's the same concept. And I fucking love it because it's the truth, man. You just focus on you. Don't worry about that. Push the ego to the side. And, you know, they always say like, oh, you either win or, you know, or you learn. And it's like, I have to agree with Radji on this one because it's like, no, you lose. It's like, I'm sick of this. Like, everyone gets a trophy thing. No, not everyone wins, but you take that and you learn from the losses. I mean, failure is our greatest teacher. It's cliche, but it's the fucking truth. And I think that's the way to look at it. Is just compare yourself and just have the motivation to be better than what you were before. And you don't have to put so much pressure on yourself to be like, I need to be so much better than I was before. No, take it day by day and just grow and have fun, like you said, because that is the most important thing. And not only that, if you are, like, think about it. We were just talking about it with the Kobe and Masvidal fight. He fought emotionally. He was upset. You fight. If you train in jiu-jitsu and you have the mindset and you get upset because you don't feel like you are where you're supposed to be, it's going to hinder you. You're never going to be you're not going to progress as fast as you could because you're holding yourself back because you have these negative thoughts. You should be going in trying to think about how I can, you know, basically just absorb what's happening to you. Like, if like people are putting you in like vulnerable positions, then that's fine. And just be like, who cares? I don't have to fight for my life to get out of this, because you tap and the person, you know, a good training partner is going to protect you, and then you're fine. You start over and you go, all right, well, let me think more and focus more on how did I get to that point that person was able to control me.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So with what you said, adding to what you said, by the way, Richie said avoiding negative thinking and self-doubt.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Huge.
Definitely.
To that
I agree
point,
with you 100%, buddy.
To that point, we have 3 different body types here. I'm, you know, bigger, thicker, got fat on me too.
Don't call me out, bro.
You're thin, a little bit shorter. Lenny's thin, and he's about my height as well, close to 6 foot.
I think he's taller than you.
Is he? No, I think I'm a little taller.
I saw a picture of all of us, and I was like, "Yo, Lenny's taller." I'm just saying. I don't know. Maybe he's not.
I mean, if he's tall, he's tall. I don't care.
Maybe with sneakers on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so for
I'm
me,
about 6 foot.
yeah, I think we're about the same height. So when people who are on me, I learned quickly how to relax and not really take like the pressure wasn't something that affected me. Make slight adjustments and I wasn't getting destroyed. The only time I ever felt like that was when I had like higher belts, or even today when I have higher belts that are like definitely like heavy guys, and they want to let me know that they can apply that pressure. Then I have a little bit of trouble. So what would you say to somebody who is a smaller frame? I have my advice, but I'd like to hear from you since it's a better perspective. I think you and Lenny. What would you do with a bigger guy trying to, you know, put pressure on you? How do you handle that? How do you relax?
Are you gonna ask us first, or did we want to play the clip?
No,
Is
no,
it the same question? Okay.
no, it's
sorry.
not the same question. No.
Sorry.
All right. So
Yeah, Ed, you start.
We'll go back to the white belt thing when you're ready. Are you ready with the
how to
videos?
handle like now or just like
Yeah, no,
so
like
new-
somebody listens, somebody new. Like, how do you handle that constant pressure and you don't know
Well,
what
I
to
think
do?
it's like anything else, man. You explain this to them and you can explain the philosophy of it, but I think you have to just experience and go through the grind of it all. You know what I mean? It's like no matter how much you throw this philosophy, a person can be like, "Oh, I understand what you're saying," but like until you go through it, then you really experience it, and you understand it. You know what I mean? But like, I would just simply say to people that like, don't worry about like, oh, I need to do better and like feel bad about myself. It's just like, dude, it's a long process. Just like you said before, just have fun. You'll learn more if you just relax in the situations where you're being kind of dominated. Again, know your partner, you know, and they'll take care of you. You guys can talk it through, whatever. Like I would say, like if you feel like, oh, this guy's a lot bigger, all right, then just be like, hey, can we flow roll and like whatever, and then your training partner will work with you if you're just vocal and you vocalize things. You know, I would say this to another white belt too. Don't ever shy away from being like, be honest with your partner, and you know, be like, you know, like if they feel like they're getting like too aggressive or whatever, just call it out, whatever. But
So-
anyway, I would suggest to anybody to just relax, focus on their breathing, and pay attention to what's being done to you, and take it as a learning experience. Because not for nothing, don't ever come into this thinking like, oh, I'm gonna get good right away. There's exceptions. There's people that are good and they're natural athletes and they do well and they progress. But you're still, no matter what, like the higher belts are still gonna whoop your ass. Like it's just the way it is until you just progress and you get better, and all of a sudden the newer comer people, and it's just a circle of life kind of thing, but within the jiu-jitsu world, you know what I mean? It's like you're just progress naturally by getting your ass kicked. You know what I mean? And just trust within trust the system. You know what I mean? It's just like a natural system.
So
It's not-
to quote Spark again, because he was pumping some good quotes this week. He said, minutes.
Yeah.
Minutes, not hours, not days, not classes, minutes.
Yeah.
Each minute that you're on that mat is a step up from where you were before.
Absolutely.
I think that's an important philosophy too, because it's like,
When you put in that
don't beg
perspective,
to get out of that minute. You know what I mean? Like, like really fight every minute. And if you have to change your parameters or change your valves so that maybe you don't have that same energy tonight, so you're going to just make sure to focus on those fundamentals. Maybe you're not going to go for the submissions that night.
well,
Maybe you're just going to like just flow and like whatever, take the pounding and let that person do what they may, because you may not have all the energy that you need that night to be, you know, coming up to your knees and like really attacking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
That
think
makes
it is
sense?
it's an important thing to set your intention, even night by night for your training, right? Whether it's something very, very specific, like I want to work from my half guard on my elbow on my left side, because when I think personally, when I do certain things, there's definitely your strong side and your weak side. But I think that if you go in and you just train, you know, you learn the techniques of the day, which is always amazing. There's nothing wrong with doing that. But if you set yourself an intention after you've learned the techniques and you drilled what you wanted to drill or learn for the day, and you're in live training, setting an intention is going to get more out of it for the day. Not just going into it blind and saying, okay, whatever happens, happens. Sure, that's great too. Maybe you didn't want to have a plan that day, but
I think you're on point.
you know, you set an intention like, I literally, and I say this to my training partners all the
Even if
time,
it's
I
just
suck
small
on this
intent.
side. When I do an arm drag, it's always this arm or that arm. And I, you know, specifically, I'm going to want to figure out the muscle memory of this other side, because it feels awkward, right? When you are so good at doing something to one side,
That's
the other
because you
side
put
feels
so much
awkward.
because you put so much focus on that one side.
And it's just natural, but you can make it more natural to yourself by doing it. And
By
so what
setting
I mean
intent.
by setting an intention is by being conscious about that. Like, I'm not just going to end up here naturally because I turned to my left, and yes, now I'm on my weak side and this is my weak elbow and I'm not good at setting here. But maybe intentionally, when somebody walks forward on me, to try to pass my guard, I'm going to fall to my weak side instead of to my strong side. And every time tonight, I'm going to fall to my weak side instead of to my strong side. And I think, you know, that type of thing will give you the repetition that you need without just getting there. You know what I mean? Without a plan is what I'm saying. Like, you'll get there faster with the plan than you will without the plan. Mm-hmm. And I think to answer your earlier question is I was thinking of it more literally, because you framed the question in how would you avoid pressure from somebody who can put pressure on you.
Do you understand what I mean now?
Yeah.
It's more like the mental of it.
In a more literal sense of like specifically, how do I avoid pressure from somebody who's really good at applying that pressure? And to me, it's not how do I escape the pressure once I'm under it. It's how did I get to being under this pressure, and what do I do before this happens to keep me from getting, you know, square down on both my shoulders with pressure right straight down on my sternum. You know what I mean?
Yep.
How did I post on my elbow, my arm, keep a frame out, shrimp, move backwards, open the space before I ended up flat? Well, I mean, once you're flat, dude, it's time. Now you have to work from being flat.
Right.
That's a completely different thing.
But to go off of both what you're saying, piggyback off of you and then your question, you know, it's like, this is cliche too, but it's so true to like the nature of jiu-jitsu. I mean, if you really want to become like how to handle like those situations, it's like literally just be comfortable. Like, try to become comfortable in the uncomfortable environment, that you just put yourself in the uncomfortable environment. Like like Mike Sparks said, man,
lift it up.
Literally by like inches, but like just like take it by like minute by minute. You just put yourself in that position, and little by little you become more comfortable. It's just time, just putting time on the mats. It's like you have to experience it. You just have to put yourself through it. That's the only way you do it. It's just time.
That the repetition and the dealing with it. For me, if I was to answer that question, and I say it all the time. I talk about this because it changed my life. It really did change my life last summer.
Changed our lives.
But breathing.
Oh, breathing?
Yes, breathing. Diaphragmatic breathing. Not breathing with your chest, but breathing with your diaphragm the way a baby would.
I mean, that's how
you're supposed to breathe.
If you know how to breathe, that's the best way to deal with pressure.
But it happened all the time. Even somebody who practices diaphragmatic breathing, you will catch yourself go, and you'll open up your chest, and that isn't going to get to the bottom 20% of your lungs. You have to expand your abdomen to really get that full. And even more importantly,
it feels different.
Even more importantly than the inhale is your exhale. You need to release all those gases.
So when you do breathe with your diaphragm, you feel like so much more than.
And if you follow like Hickson Gracie and you look into his breathing techniques and whatnot, you know, you may not. And breathing, I'm sorry, I have to go back to. Breathing is also a telltale, because if you are telegraphing, and you notice this with lower belts, usually they're not focused on calming themselves and just absorbing the situation and breathing, and you see that they're panicking, and you can feel when they're about to try and bench you, or you can feel when they're going to explode, because you'll hear the and like it's coming, and all you have to do is
it's like a cat too, if they're like wiggling, like right before they pounce,
right,
just a little bit,
like a little spasm.
And you're telegraphing, but if you're calm and you're breathing and you're controlling all your breathing, not only are you keeping your the air inside of you for all of your movement as you're releasing, but it's also
it forces keeping your partner to like really pay attention to the incremental movements, because once you really dial down, like focus on your breathing, it's like today you can really like subtly move. What
today in that role that I explained before, when you started to apply that pressure down on my legs and you were coming through, I was just staying very calm. I had frames. I knew that you were going to try the weave pass, verbalized. And I waited for it. And I just, as soon as, because I was breathing and focused and paying attention and not freaking out like, oh my God, he got me. He's in the weave pass. I'm done. I was like, well, what can I do? And then I remembered Radji said, invert, use that space, invert and go to omoplata. And because I was calm, and from the minutes of spending on the mat of learning that stuff, you're calm now. There's a better you're in a better space. Like that's what's crazy about it, and that's why
when you're calm,
it's all about the minutes, baby.
Well, when you have your focus, like your breathing is dialed in, focused, and it's just relaxed, right?
Mm-hmm.
You calm. Well, obviously you think straighter,
Mm-hmm.
so that's when you're able to think. You know, when you're panicking and like blood's rushing through your veins and stuff like that, you're not be able to think as clear. That's more instincts at that point.
And isn't it crazy how that you are completely in control of that, of like your unnecessary increased heart rate, your unnecessary expenditure of energy, and not like I've spent, not that I'm some super polished coach or whatever, but I've coached classes and things. And one of the things that I've noticed that helped me a lot, that I kind of try to reflect onto whoever joined my class as a student, I kind of just call them a partner, really, but you know what I mean?
Coach them. They were your students.
Yeah, so they were my students for the day. But
Coach Keanu,
the Matrix.
Lieutenant Dan.
Coach Dan.
You guys are gonna make me fucking forget my point, and I think you did already. Wait, what was the point just before that?
I don't know. You never explained it.
No, your point.
The point before.
About breathing and like
breathing.
composure and
Basically, I guess you were trying to connect.
Oh
it to
yes,
your
I'm sorry.
teaching.
I'm sorry. So yes, what I was saying is like being reactive instead of proactive, right? Like you spend a lot of energy if you stay tight, if you grip the whole time because you're being proactive. Like I'm proactively waiting for you to move instead of saying I'm going to keep my hand contacted to your collar here, and when you move I'm going to react with, then I'm going to grip, then I'm going to use the energy to do. So I'm quick enough to react to that, but I'm not proactively spending that energy. And so my point was, yes, you learn a lot of how to not succumb to these increased heart rates and these expenditure of energy, getting tired and stuff because of your time on the mat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just experience.
it's
Because like you said, like you freak out at first. You freak out. You don't know. You're thinking. You use too much energy.
It's all different emotions, because in the beginning you don't.
It's all
know
about
how
the
to-
minutes.
You don't know how.
It's
to,
all about the minutes.
It's all about the
baby.
minutes. There's 60 individual seconds in each one.
You better enjoy each one.
math.
this part of the episode is brought to you by math.
Yeah. So
Please continue to practice it. So we are going kind of long. I don't know if we'll have enough time to really get into the interviews like we wanted to. Do you guys want to save it for next week? Because I think they deserve enough time.
I can give them time.
Yeah,
I got nothing but time.
I'm good. If you're okay, we keep going. I'm fine.
We can.
Try. Let's try the video and see if it works. If it doesn't work,
If it doesn't work, then
we'll-
we're just shutting everything.
fuck it. Just do it.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, if you guys want. All right.
All right,
So we're gonna go.
All right. And the videos were from top to bottom of who I interviewed first.
Before you ever do that
Also,
again,
for some reason, some of them came up as MP4s. They didn't all get converted, so I might not be able to use all of them.
Okay.
The first one I have ready is Malcolm.
Cool. I'm gonna
So
get a
what-
beer while he's talking.
What was the question that you asked him
So
to preface this video?
The question to go back was if you can, and Amanda said some people may not understand the Marty McFly reference. So
oh
I'll
my
just
god, log.
say it's
It's
heavy.
better than
Yes,
bad. It's
Phil.
good.
Thank you, Phil. That
Um,
was amazing. Yo, Phil, I fucking love Phil. Phil, I fucking love you, bro.
we love you, Phil.
We love Philip.
Rocket League later. Don't fall asleep.
So if you could go back in time and go to your white belt self and tell him or her something that would help you grow to the jiu-jitsu practitioner that you are today, or help you speed up and be a catalyst in good training, what would you?
It should have been
what
like,
would you tell
what would
them?
you say to make yourself better than what you are
It's a great question. I mean, it's a good exercise too. It's a good exercise to think
because
for
it makes you
anybody.
reflect.
You reflect. You think about what do I know now that I didn't know then.
And talking about it with Radji too, it's good too for our lower belts that are joining the school. They can see, hey, these people have been here for years. Talk about minutes and how much time they've spent with each other and working on this stuff. This is how they think about it. I need to think about it like that too, because that's going to help me be more part of what we have that's special here.
Maybe it helps you out.
What, Eddie? You've been laughing over there like.
I was just thinking of the
What
guard stuff that we talked
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was just laughing at my. Don't worry
Sorry,
about it.
man.
We're not
Your
gonna
spider
talk-
guard sucks.
All right, so let's go. So
I'm done.
we're gonna play this interview that we have. If you guys can't hear the audio, please let me know right away.
Yeah.
We're still trying to test
please.
this out.
Don't say anything.
Are you ready? Ready?
What I would tell my white belt self in hindsight is that comparison is definitely the thief of joy. To compare yourself to others in this sport or in this martial art where it's so individualized to your body and your personality and your character is really it's really pointless to try to compare yourself to others, especially in the beginning stages. It is good to set milestones for yourself, to have good examples of hierarchies in the belt levels. So in that mindset, you can definitely compare yourself to others as far as, things you want to do, things you want to accomplish. Maybe you want to be a certain weight. Maybe there's a certain style of gameplay you want to emulate, But definitely that the main thing is that comparison, because I found myself comparing myself to others a lot, and I still do. It's something you're gonna probably struggle with on and off the mats, But yeah, jiu-jitsu is much like life in the way that it's just very individual, and that your ultimate goal and how you get there, you'll find if you compare yourself to others, it won't be as satisfying, Stick to what you know, take your influences on and off the mat, and just be yourself on and off the mat. You don't have to be super aggressive competitor if that's not your nature. You don't also have to be like super chill dude if you don't want to be that. You can just be whatever you want to be on and off the mat. So that would be my white belt self.
That was dope.
What?
Hey, man.
That's amazing.
That was a good. Yeah, that was a great
good.
answer.
Malcolm,
The
you're a
music
fucking
was way
man.
too loud in the background.
Was that the music that was playing
Well,
in the?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We were
way-
in Radji's
way too
office.
loud.
Next time I
it
won't do it
didn't
that
sound
loud.
fucking loud. It didn't sound that loud when we did it.
No.
Microphones pick up. stuff.
Microphones pick up.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So let's reflect
You
a
can
little
still
bit.
hear them.
Let's
No,
ref-
you-
let's
you're good,
let's
but I
reflect
just-
on what he said here.
I'm not even mad. I'm impressed.
Eddie, you go.
Microphone's
Eddie, you go
crazy.
first. I'm gonna go grab a beer.
I mean, we've already talked about it. Like, I agree with him 1,000%. You never, like I was saying before, you never compare yourself to anybody else. There's no point in doing that. It's just going to hold you back because you're mentally just putting up blockades pretty much mentally, and I think,
Yeah, it's one thing to set yourself goals based on what you're seeing, but you shouldn't be like.
but it should be based on what
X, Y,
you're
and Z,
doing.
weight, age, experience level. I should be X, Y, and Z.
Now, if you want to
There's a
focus,
balance there, right? Because you need a goal,
focus on like
but
what
don't
the
let it
person,
ruin where you think you should be at. Because we're
Thank you.
all different. Everyone's journey is a little bit different.
Mhm.
And we all go through that. Everyone looks at the belt, the rank, the stripe at some point or another, and says, "Oh, I wish," or "I should
especially
be,"
doing
or
in the
"I."
beginning.
Right.
Because it's like, I don't know, man. It's like, I don't want to say the belt doesn't mean anything because, of course, it does. But like, ultimately,
It does, but it shouldn't impact your like your drive to go again, right? Like, or it shouldn't. I don't know. Like the time scale shouldn't discourage you.
like I
You
said,
should
man,
trust in the process,
the-
like
yes.
Mark Reyes said before. I don't know if we
Trust-
brought it up.
yeah.
We
Well,
did
I
notice
said
you
trust
said
in
it.
the system.
Yeah.
Trust in the process. Same thing.
You
I
said
agree with
it.
Mark Reyes 100% on that. It's
Mark
just-
Reyes, trust in the system. Because especially at our academy, and I'll just speak in an narrow scope. Like we have Radji and our other professors who are determining the rate at which they feel you're ready. When you're ready, they're going to give you that stride. You know what I mean? That belt, that stride. When you're ready,
Well,
when they feel like
in
you're
Radji's
ready.
academy, at least for Radji, you know, when he promotes, he doesn't just promote. You know what I mean? Like, you have to work your ass off.
Yeah, it's a growth.
So, like,
It's not just
milestone
about
for you.
jiu-jitsu.
It is, and it
It's
should,
not just
it
about
should mean
jiu-jitsu.
something in the sense that, like, when you get it, be really happy, excited, you earned it, and just realize, like, okay, he gave me this. This means something. I'm not saying blow your head up.
No, have self-worth.
You know, have self-worth.
Have self-worth.
Don't let it blow, because no matter what, me, even Radji himself, like, the thing that's so crazy about jiu-jitsu is we're learning it for fucking ever. As long as any individual is doing it, you're learning, like, every minute and every second. Like Mike said,
What's the black belt saying? They say that like you
that's
get
when you
black
really-
belt and then you really realize like you don't.
no, that's when you really start learning jiu-jitsu.
So
It's like, well, I think I'm still learning jiu-jitsu beforehand, but I get what you're saying. I get the mentality of that, you know.
So and what I was going to add was
Or
it's not just jujitsu when he's promoting either, because it's also about like he's made it very clear, like Radji Barrett Jiu-Jitsu purple belts. That's my purple belt. He emulates what I believe is a true practitioner and how I train. You know what I mean? I think that's what's cool too, because people need to understand, like, we've talked about
All right, so
whoa, that was
Whoa.
loud. Was that
That's how it
slow?
got- that was actually working?
Yeah, that was
Sorry.
working.
Yeah,
that was slow.
really
We'll bring
Yeah.
that up. We could bring that up next.
Mhm.
So when it comes to I kind of broke my brain. What was I just talking
Sorry
about?
about that.
I don't know. We're talking about what Malcolm said, basically.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
what Radji was saying.
So when you're training, like, realize like you need to ask questions, because the mental aspect of the of jiu-jitsu that you need to learn, you need your training partners. You need the people that have grown to be who they are at the school. There's a reason when you look down the line, when you see the purple belts and the brown belts in our school, there's a reason they're standing there. They're not just standing there because they took like a test somewhere and like you're allowed, you took a test, you're allowed to like stand there. No,
they earned it.
They
put
earned it,
time
and
in
they didn't earn
put
it.
time into
the school
and it's not even
and the
just
people
time.
at the school.
Time is time, but like, it's the consistency in the time that they put into the art that is jiu-jitsu, bro.
I could tell you right now, off the top of my head, without going through like every single name, but every single one of the higher belts in our school, and we have a lot of people in our school now, the upper belts, every single one, like I like think about as like, man, he's fam. Like I feel close with all of them. Yeah, they're not my best friends or anything like that, but I feel very close with them.
Like
Just
it's like their family. There's something familiar.
familiar.
I mean, all right. Well, if we're gonna get into this, I think we have something special with the atmosphere, and it's not just biased, because it's like
plenty of people come into the school that are from the outside and say what we feel.
Yeah, and I think it's because we set a precedence, and people that keep coming in, the people that stick around are going to have similar energy and vibes, you know what I mean? And I think everybody at our gym is and it's not like, oh man, we have a competitive gym. We have some
beasts,
hungry animals in our gym,
competitors,
but like, everyone looks out for each other. There's the one thing I would say is there's competitiveness, but everybody's looking out for each other, and everyone's trying to make each other better. You know, I actually feel like we're a team.
Yeah, you feel it, and we felt it last week at Grappling Industries. Like, you felt so much energy from everyone.
There's a lot of us there, and it's like we went there, and it's like it doesn't matter what the results were, although the results were pretty good. But it's like, we went there and we had a great time, and like, we went as like a team and family, and we just conquered that shit.
Yeah. And one thing I wanted to say that we didn't get to last week in terms of the grappler industry's competition, because we spent a couple minutes calling out all of our peers and students at the academy and how well they did in their learning experience, whether they brought home a medal or not. But of course, it kind of goes without saying the level of work that Radji put into it. But we heard from so many of the other students that, you know, Radji was there for over 12 hours that day. There's a lot of black belt professors that do not put in that kind of time for the coaching. He was there from beginning to end, from every level.
Radji's a rock
Shout
star,
out to
bro.
fucking Radji, bro.
So I
He's a
just
rock
wanted
star.
to make sure that, Radji, if you're still listening this week, and whichever of your students are listening right now, that we are putting that respect towards you, and you're getting that shout out, because you know, some of the most difficult things that we do they go unnoticed, and I think that it goes without saying the respect that everybody had for you for doing that. But that's incredible. We heard from nothing but amazing things and amazing respect from your students who competed, and anybody else who owns a gym and is a professor should really take that kind of approach, because just think of the support, you know. I just want to throw that in there. So, Radji, respect to you, man, for spending all that time out there, and your students really appreciate that, and it's felt, you know, and the support and the love is felt there.
To connect the two, that, you know, Lenny shouting out that respect to Radji, and what Eddie was just talking about with our school, it's because the energy, the love, the care that he puts into the school. That's why, you know.
That's why, you know, it just keeps growing.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's like in Space Jam. It's the secret ingredient. It's not just regular water. It's just like all you're doing is nurturing and, you know, caring about your fucking students.
Yep.
And then not only that, it sets a, like I said, a precedence to like us and like higher belts to pass on. They're all here for each other. Like if we're dickheads, hypothetically, you piss off your training partners, well, there goes your training partners that make you better. So why would you do that? So I never get, like, you know, I mean, again, I've only been to one jiu-jitsu gym, and luckily, you know, I mean, call me biased or whatever.
Jiu-jitsu gym.
You've
Call me biased or whatever.
You've trained in other places though, right?
Martial arts. I did Muay Thai, and there's like MMA, jiu-jitsu, but like it wasn't. God, jeez.
I'm gonna keep doing that for you. For those of you who keep seeing me point at my microphone on the camera, it's because I want my partners here to speak.
I'm doing
with their
a good
mouths
job today.
pressed up against the camera,
Yeah, he hasn't said shit to you. It's just my dumbass.
so they can hear us well.
Sorry if people can't hear me.
Just set the microphone up.
No, I think that this week went way better. Like overall, the
we
audio
listened
is
to it back, and we're like, "Fuck!"
And we did think it sounded great last week.
I think this is heading good for Shlok's answer to the what would you tell your white belt self?
Yeah, let's hear it.
It goes exactly with, you know, Shlok being just like Ed, white belt to where he's at today, right?
Yeah,
Let's go ahead and hit stop cam at the bottom of your thing too, so
Sure.
that we make more space for that video.
Sure.
All we see is Eli now.
All we see is Eli.
My fucking back
They're doing the McGregor, trying to be McGregor here. You're back.
Over an hour ago, bro.
Oh,
All right, so I would probably tell myself to focus on my fundamentals as
Hear him,
well
don't
as
see
I
him.
can, and build a really good and like a really wide base of skills. Don't worry about doing fancy stuff because it's going to be a long time.
Just let it play.
that
We'll
I'm gonna
just
be
hear his
doing
audio.
jiu-jitsu, and once I build my fundamentals out, I can start like trying to do barambolas and stuff later on. And the better my fundamentals are, the easier it's going to be for me to do the fancier stuff. So that's what I'll tell myself. Don't get bored of like doing the fundamentals. Like work your stack passes, work your hip escapes, like work that to the best you can, and just get to know it really well. And like you should be good. Awesome.
I fucking love my training partners. It's just so cool hearing
Shlok's a
their
fucking
thought process,
he's a
man.
dude. Yo, me and him had a hell of a roll today.
Yeah.
I felt it too. He's leveled up, man. But
Sorry
we
that
were-
you guys couldn't see the video. We'll have to figure out some of those logistics
He's,
here.
he's such a great student, though, man, and that's why. And like, just it's funny. Like obviously that
Such a good
little
answer.
interview
Such a good answer too.
was
It's just Sloke sitting there saying those things. So
Yeah, the purpose was there.
Yeah.
We got to hear him. That's exactly what.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, dude, he honestly gave like I don't.
Great
There's
answer.
not much more to add to that other than the
Killed
fact that
it
like
at grappling.
I
Industries.
actually saw that within our roll today, and we had such a like a back and forth roll, and it was fucking awesome. And it's like he's leveled up so much, man.
Shout out to
what a progression between him and his brother, man. I mean, because
Chevil's a
you know,
animal too.
I
Miss you, Cheville.
have
miss you, bro.
it's kind of a great perspective from my point, even though, you know, for me personally, I had to spend some time off the mat, but you know, I saw them join and had to spend some time off the mat. So there was a point where like I was showing them things kind of as a more advanced practitioner of jiu-jitsu, and I totally spent the time off the mat, and then I saw just
The
like
gap,
their
right?
explosion. And
Yeah.
when I came back, this gap where I'm just like, you motherfuckers
Early
are
20s,
way
bro.
advanced from me now. Like, let me ask you the questions now. But I'm still proud to see that, and still proud to have been at least part of that path for them to get there. Right.
But
Like,
right there, I think is the perfect mentality, because no matter what, again, it goes into what even Malcolm said. It's like, don't compare yourself to anybody, because you know what? It just shows that you can just learn from anybody. It doesn't matter, because your time in a match, you took time off, and naturally, people that keep going are going to get better. You don't look at it and be like, oh, I can't believe there's people that didn't like. Well, they put more time on the mats.
yeah, I
So
mean, they
you
were
never-
hooked. Like
so
they were in, and they were
Yeah.
in from
And
the
they're young.
beginning, and
So
they're
it's-
young, and they loved it.
But
and,
like,
and
you know-
shout out to the twins there, man. Because yeah.
Well, love you guys.
You know what I love about both of them, man? Right from the get-go, when I came to the school, they treated me like Ed taught me when I first came to the school. Like, totally didn't look at me as like a big guy or anything like that. Just worked
Doesn't
with
mean they
me.
can whoop your ass.
Well, yeah, they whipped my ass, but
I was kidding.
even Cheville, who's been training out on the West Coast, and hopefully we'll have him on an episode.
Trains at AOJ now. Little celebrity.
Little celebrity.
Training with some monsters out there.
Even when he came back, like I both of them, when Schloke went to, had to go away for his training, man, I them being off the mats and not being with us, miss them so much. And every time I roll with those two, I get so much better. They teach me so much. And for me, I'm a bigger guy. I don't want to roll like a big dude. I want to roll with technique, and they're like the epitome of that. I mean, their thought process on things, I love. After a roll, I'll be like, so what are you trying to do there? And they're like, and they just spit it all out of the roll and like what they're looking
They
for.
really study jujitsu,
And they
That's
know
why.
how to study. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not just like, oh, I'm watching videos. Like they know how to study and know how to understand things differently than most.
Yeah.
Special.
Probably better than me.
I do think it's cool too that Schloke says to stick with, creating that base of fundamentals. Little echo there. Base of fundamentals and not focusing on the fancy stuff. And that's his game. He's got the fancy stuff, but his fundamentals are so sound.
Yeah, but that's why he's got the fancy stuff.
Yeah.
He took a lot of time
To
really
build
work
all
on
that.
that fucking that foundation.
That's so cool, man.
I mean, that's pretty much all I ever fucking. That's all I do. It's like most of my shit. Like I know a lot of tricks, but like I really just work on like fundamentals of like transitions of like positions. Like submissions usually just come because I'm just like controlling.
Well, it's there,
positions.
right? Yeah. You
And
control the
that's just
position
over
and the submission
so
comes
much
out.
time on the mats, just like. But I always work on that first. Like even in the rolls, I'm not really. I don't know. It's like when I roll, it's like sometimes I have intent on like certain things I want to like try out, but like for the most part, I just work on really controlling people in certain positions, and then all that stuff starts to come over time. It's like, oh, I see this now is here available. Okay, I understand the position so much more to attack and get like an arm bar in so many different variations or something.
Your vision expands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, shit. I think we had a great episode tonight. You know,
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
kind of
pretty
like
good.
free flowing. We didn't get to all the interview videos. We
Shout out to Mike Trattini, who and I'll
Yeah,
just
we'll do that next.
we'll get to it's a great segment. I
You wanna
think
wait?
that's an awesome thing.
So,
Let's
yeah.
continue to ask people that question. I mean, it's a living question too. I might not answer that the same way I do this month than I will 6 months from now. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
that's a good question to revisit.
Oh,
Yeah,
might
thank you
also-
guys for capturing that on the mats. I think that's great content for us.
for sure.
We'll have to get better at loading it up. I don't know why some of the videos came out in some
Oh.
format and some
Yeah, I was gonna say, why did it
came in different format. There were two. They came out in two different formats. So, you know, logistic shit that
we're
the
still
audience doesn't
learning
worry
shit,
about.
guys. So
Yeah,
bear with
guys.
us.
If you haven't gotten it yet, we're going to be a little bit rough sometimes.
Hey, we got a shout out from Shlok. Shlok, thank you so much for tuning in, bro. And
Love you,
thank
bro.
I love
Thank you for
too, bro.
contributing
Yo,
to the
Shulk's my
podcast.
dude, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Him and his brother. Yo.
We're really proud of you guys, man.
Super.
It's awesome to be part of the team that you guys are on at Radji Barrett Jiu Jitsu Academy.
Fuck yeah.
I'm
I'm glad he came tonight because I haven't seen Shlok in a while, and I was glad I was able to roll with him because I haven't rolled with him in like a month or two. And thank you, Shlok.
Shlok and I are due for a roll.
with
It's
you, and
been not too long, maybe a month or two since
he goes in the
we've come
mornings.
together.
He's, you know, he's a hard worker, man. He goes to school. He trains full time, and
Ooh,
Oos, brother.
you know what we could show? Shlok, when we did the competition class and on the toe hold, my my ankle
you broke his
popping.
ankle.
My ankle popping.
That
We
was
got that
awesome.
on camera, and
Sonic.
it's loud,
Yeah.
man.
We
It's
have
loud.
so
You showed
many
him, I
video
think.
assets.
Yeah,
We have so many.
We have a lot.
You guys ready to wrap?
Yeah, we
we're
can rap.
rapping.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
wrapping. So tonight has been episode
Rapid
10
the
of
rapid.
the Adaptive Podcast. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining in again live. Today is March 25th, and we started at 10:15 p.m. live tonight. It is now 11:51. Tonight we went over some of the Usman,
You know, if
Connor
if you were
stuff.
watching, you know.
If you're
what
watching, you know we went
you
over some of
knew
the
we were
Usman
covering,
Connor
right?
drama. We went over some of the more the Covington Masvidal stuff that has just been ongoing. It's probably going to continue going
Yeah.
on.
Can I
for
just
fucking
point
a
out
few
something
weeks.
that's kind of funny?
What?
It's funny how he's like recapping, but it's like someone tuned in now. It's like, what the fuck are you tuning in just for a recap? It's like you either watch the show and you got all of it, or
Well, you got a little bit
No,
of
I
the
know.
answer.
And according to Eddie, recaps at the end of the show are stupid. So tonight has been the episode 10 of the Adaptive Podcast. We are brought to you every single week
Fuck
by
you, Eddie.
Raji Barrett Jiu Jitsu Academy.
I thought it was funny.
If you're cool, you can train here. Check out Radji at 540 New Brunswick Avenue in Fords, New Jersey. Check him out at Radji Barrett Jiu Jitsu on Instagram and RadjiBarrettJiu-Jitsu.com. Check out his schedule. Check out Open Mat. Check out the Adaptive guys. Learn Radji Barrett Jiu Jitsu, and you will be better for it. I guarantee it. You know, you can check out our gear. We have a lot of new gear dropping in just a couple days. You will see it on the website. We have great stuff coming your way. A new spandex polyester blend rash guard, both short and long sleeves. We kind of decided that this material is a little bit nicer than the ones we were using before. So if you guys want to get ahead of that before it actually drops on the website, email us. We will hold those products for you. Thank you so much again for sponsoring Adaptive Jiu-Jitsu, Radji Barrett Jiu-Jitsu, and the Adaptive Podcast. This has been episode 10. I'm Len. I'm here with Eddie and Elijah, and we will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you, guys.
Love you,
We
fam.
love you.
Love you, fam.
And with that, we will play the outros.
Outro.
Thank God, I gotta take another shit.
Hey, Eddie. Fuck you, bro. Let me do my recaps.